We do it live.
Are we live?
We're always live. And welcome to the first. Is it the first annual Alien vs Predator or the fucking long ass annual of Aliens and Predators?
It's the first annual crossover of Alien vs Predator.
Good. That's a good. I like that. Ship it.
Uh,
Copyright it and ship it, folks. And to start this off, this movie's fucking awesome. Let's just dive into it, dude. This movie's fucking great. Matter of fact, it might be the best one out of the entire. I'm not playing.
Better than Alien 2? Oh my.
No,
goodness.
not really. But
My fucking pearls.
it's up there though. I would probably put this third in line. Alien 1, Alien 2, then this one.
I don't know. We'll get to it. We talk about it.
Dude, what couldn't I can't even speak. This movie could not have done anything better. It was fucking, you know what they could have done better? I lied. The one thing they probably could have done better is just remove the humans. Just get the people out of there. Just show me the ritual 1,000 years ago without the people in today, and let's fucking go to town. That's what needed this shit. That would have been like the perfection of this movie. It's like Cell's second form. That would have been the third form. His perfect form was just no humans, just all fucking Alien versus Predator the whole time. Cause it was sick, dude. Like, I don't know. It gave me, oh, excuse me, especially for Predator. This is the first time in the entirety of the Predator movies that the Predator was fucking cool and it was believable. Like, the biggest thing that he did throughout the whole movie here's what shipped it over the edge, is when he did he killed one of the aliens after like two of his buddies already fucking got mutilated by them. He kills the one, and then after he slices it open, he does like a little thing. I don't know what he did exactly, but he like flicked his blade or wiped it off or fucking put that shit in his pocket.
He turned it sideways and he fucking...
He did a fucking hero pose. And it was cool, dude. It was the coolest shit I ever seen in my life. And it was so believable. Because that fucker has already killed two of them. He doesn't have his laser cannon. And he almost died. And it was fucking awesome. It gave like such a big breath of fresh air to like the satisfaction of, yeah, Predator's fucking cool. And I never got any of that in any of his other movies ever. Because he's picking on little humans with super advanced technology. That's not funny.
What about the lore?
What lore?
You think that shit was stupid?
You mean like the Aztec thing in the training grounds?
Yeah.
That shit was fucking cool!
Oh my God.
What do you mean? That shit was awesome! They literally fucking went through.
I don't know why he's like friendly with that one human. Why is he friendly with that one girl?
Because she gave him the weapon. Also, though, I think she should have at least had it out. That's one, you could argue that. Because I was arguing that while I watched it. I said, bitch, if you want to befriend him, and he could be anywhere, have the weapon in your hand, arms out, calling his name or something, right? Like, show him ahead of time. He could just sneak up behind you and stab you in the back. You don't get to offer him shit.
His name is Scar.
Cool name.
I mean, it's not. It's just what the fandom calls him because he puts that scar on his forehead.
Still, cool name.
He's the Scar Predator.
But yeah, like, she could have done better about, like, at least more realistically showing their friendship or at least acceptance of each other grow. So that was a little bit rough around the edges, their interaction on how they became to work together. But it was cool. Fucking awesome. Like, yeah, she was like, hey, and she also had killed one already, right?
Yeah.
So she had already stabbed one. No, she offered him the weapon, then she killed one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't like that he'd already seen her kill one, then she offered him the weapon.
Nah, she didn't kill one until he gave her that staff or whatever.
Well, he dropped it. He was almost about to die. Because he got attacked and he dropped the spear. Then it jumps after
I thought he
her.
had already given her a weapon.
No, she grabbed his spear when he got blindsided when she tried to give him the gun.
Yeah.
After he dropped it, and then she killed one, and then he picks the spear back up, notices that she did that, and says, maybe she's not so bad when she tries to stop him from walking away. But it was fucking cool, dude. Holy. I love the lore, too. Yeah, they went across the fucking universe, because obviously it's what they do, finding fearsome beasts, and they found that alien. It was like, holy shit. This is one of the most fearsome beasts we've ever
So this
seen.
this movie came out before Prometheus, and it came out before um Predator. So it's post Alien or post Predator 2, and post Alien 4. So it was kind of like we're finally getting, whenever this came out, this was the origin of the xenomorph. This answers what that spaceship was in the first Alien movie. It was a Predator ship that had aliens on it.
It was a big
If
guy in
that-
a mask, wasn't it?
We don't know. We didn't see it in the original Alien movie. Um,
I thought we did. We saw the cockpit, yeah, when they're finding the eggs for the very first time.
that's Predator, or that's
Alien.
Prometheus. That was Prometheus.
What? I'm pretty sure they found the distress call in Aliens 1, and then they go explore it, and that's when he gets the thing on his face. But they were in the cockpit in that movie. And there was
Oh,
a
maybe it was.
giant thing, because that's why the retcon, everyone
Oh,
got
maybe.
pissed. They were like, that was
Maybe.
an alien, that wasn't a mask. Um,
Right.
or no, they thought it was a helmet, and it turns out it wasn't a helmet in like the retcon, I think, or
Right.
something like that.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
but yeah, so they saw a big guy in a helmet, which is close enough to Predator, right?
Right.
I don't think they was supposed to do that. I mean, I guess if this was what they were intending was to actually give lore to both series at
Right.
the same
Yeah.
time, then
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
pretty sure.
you might be like, you might be able to find holes. But fuck,
I mean, it's fine.
I don't
I
care.
don't really care about the. I don't care about the holes. I'm saying that it's cool because this is actually answering questions. In the time it came out, this was answering those questions. We didn't
Right, right,
know
right. I
for
didn't think
sure.
about that. And I didn't even care about those questions needed to be answered for me in a way. Because we still don't know where the aliens came from. We know that they're here and that they're, whatever. But then that leaves like a weird thing where Wayland was alive.
Hmm.
But they showed that Wayland Industries was the one who had the spacecraft in like the first Alien, which was like how many hundreds of years later? Or was he
Yeah.
supposed to be dead by that point?
Wayland was supposed to be dead. It's a company.
So who's Wayland
It
that's
can look.
alive in Prometheus?
It's his like descendant,
Oh,
I guess.
I don't.
Or Prometheus did
Is retcon?
retcons it. Yeah.
Oh, maybe that makes sense. Because I was thinking watching this, I'm like, if this is Wayland, shouldn't he know? Like, because they were like, what could have done this? I'm like, aliens. You have space travel. You have galaxy-wide shipping and receiving and tech. Why don't you know
Well,
about
this takes
aliens?
place. This takes place in 2011. The first Alien takes place in 2077.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. So that was
Yeah.
maybe the original Wayland who made the company,
Yeah.
and this may
Right.
be what sparked him for space travel, right? Or not
Maybe.
him. He
Yeah.
died.
Yeah. But
But
he was interested in that stuff, I guess, like learning about what the ancient civilization. What were they talking about? They weren't talking about aliens
no, they were
at
talking about
all.
Mayans and
They were
old
just trying
stuff.
to, yeah, okay. Well, I don't know then.
I don't
Maybe
know.
he does survive.
Well, but
I don't know.
yeah, I wonder if maybe if he doesn't survive though. But now people know aliens are real, so that leads his
Right.
corporate investors and people to be like looking into that kind of stuff.
Right. Maybe the girl goes and tells the Wayland Wayland's son or Wayland Jr. that your dad fought an alien nobly. He stood back while I ran away. Uh,
Right. Um, which is funny
it
though. He
does
was gonna let him live, and that fucker shot him in
right.
the back with a flamethrower.
Right.
So what are you doing? You stupid! You could have lived.
He was trying to be heroic. He was trying to save her, and the sexy Italian guy. Uh,
I don't know. It's just, I mean, this is maybe funny because in real life, what do you do? Because I don't know if he didn't seem like he was aggressive towards them. He was walking towards them, but he already put him down and walked past. Maybe you think, hey, he let me go. He'll let you go. Just be nice to him, right?
yeah.
I don't know if I would respond
Well,
immediately
no,
by trying to
because
flamethrower it.
they thought they were going after the weapon already, and he knew that she had the weapon in her bag.
Did they think that already? Because she's the
Yeah,
one who
yeah.
mentioned it on screen when she was with the Italian.
Shit. Well, what? Why did he give her the weapon? I think he gave her the weapon to hide it, didn't he?
It's because they explained it, but I can't remember.
Oh,
Something. And it wasn't because it was weighing him down. Maybe it was. Because he does put it in her bag at some point, and they had a conversation about it.
yeah. I took it as he was like they're after the weapon, and he's trying to save her and the sexy Italian guy.
Maybe. Maybe that's it. Maybe that happens. Not so important, but yeah,
Yeah.
maybe that
Yeah,
matters.
maybe the second Wayland Jr. gets mad at her for what happened to his dad. He's like, I have to kill this alien that murdered my father. Uh, and then he's the one in Prometheus, but who knows?
Right. Not important, I guess. But
Right.
yeah, it was awesome. But as far as the other lore goes, it's everything I ever wanted from like Predator lore, especially because they have this place where they do this ritual training grounds shit to like show that hey, any strong hunter who wants to take the test, go fucking take it. But you don't get to bring any outside gear. You don't get to bring anything. All you get is maybe a couple knives and the fucking laser cannon. And we don't even know if they got the laser cannon. No, they do. That's the first thing they get because as soon as you pick the cannon up, it starts the trial.
Right.
But it's cool. It's cool as fuck because it sets up a non-arbitrary reason for them to go fight motherfuckers. It's cool. And they're fighting aliens, which are fucking awesome and super scary. Now, when you have the laser cannon, it makes them less threatening. But also, I thought they were only going to fight, what do we see, 5 of them at the sacrificial altar? And you got 3 of them who do the challenge? I think it would have been cooler to do hand-to-hand, or like without the laser cannon at least.
Right.
For 3 versus 5. But then you see the flashback, and there's thousands of them, or hundreds at least.
Yeah.
So I was okay.
Was that like they couldn't contain the expansion, so they failed?
You think that's what it's for?
That was like a failure. Yeah.
How quickly can you stop them before they breed out of control?
Right.
And how? Because yeah, it's almost like a time attack, right?
Yeah.
If you play a video game, it's like, yeah, you got 5 minutes to do this, or else, you lose. But in that case, technically losing is just they're out of control. You can't fight all of them even with your laser cannon now. That'd be cool if that was sort of. But either way, right? No matter which way we describe it, I think the coolest thing is that they set this up on purpose.
The whole thing is sick as fuck, but I think that the characters were fucking boring as shit. Besides the Predator and the sexy Italian dude.
No way. He didn't even do anything cool. I think the 2 best characters were the main lady and the nerd guy.
Parkour. The nerd guy.
Yeah.
The fucking one that got left behind.
Yeah, the scientist dude. I love that fucker because he's like.
I liked him.
He reminded me of Usopp. He's just a scaredy bitch who wants to be cool. He said, "I'm going to show them that dad's
girl
cool."
that was with him.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I did like the sassy girl that was with him.
She was pretty cool. She said, "What are you bringing a gun for?" Or something. She said, "I saw 1,000 people die, and a gun wouldn't have saved any of them." She said, "Well, just like a condom." I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. I said, damn right, bitch. She didn't do anything cool the rest of the thing, though. She had no more lines, I guess. But
she got turned into a fucking...
just turned into a facehugger feed.
Yeah, right.
But no, he had cool moments, nerdy guy, because he was like, what was it? That fucker was like pretty much like, yeah, I got kids and everything. What did she say? He said, oh, I wish I would have known. I want to take a picture of the PSR. She said, PSR, point of safe return. He was like, oh. Just some stupid guy, like, out of his league. He's, like, scared of the little penguin in the fucking, in the shack.
That shit was funny. That was funny.
But then when that dude starts to lose his cool,
yeah.
He's like, you got kids? It was like, yeah, I got one. He said, well, I got 2. And that means we're getting the fuck out of here. And I was like, oh, shit. But then he turned into like super scaredy bitch again when the alien actually showed up.
Yeah.
Which was great, and I wanted that because it showed like he cared about his kids the whole time, and then he fucking gets a moment where he realizes we got to get the fuck out of here. I got kids to get back to. They're super important, more important than me being scared right now. But then he goes back to being scared when shit actually hits the fan. It's such an awesome character of like how people really would do, right? Like try to be tough even if you can't or whatever for whatever motivation, and then if you go back to being scared in the moment, it shows a reality of like, how wishy-washy or how dynamic or whatever human beings can be. I thought he was awesome. Also, what's her name was cool. The main lady? You didn't like her?
No, I didn't like Lex.
What? She was cool. What you didn't like about her?
I don't even know. She was just generic.
A little bit, I'll give you that. She was a little generic, but she was such a breath of fresh air, because that was back when they did real, like, boss bitch females really good. It was not like SJW or, like, jump down your throat feminism or none of that.
Yeah, but I still felt like it was like the same thing if it was a dude. Like, it just felt kind of bland to me.
Right. A little bit too heroic, a little bit too, like, one-dimensional, I guess.
Yeah.
I could feel that, because she had a couple of those moments, too, where I'm like, lady, we get it. But show me a little bit of, like, what do you say, social context?
Yeah.
It was almost like she was written in a way where her character always acted and said the same things under any context, when even when it wasn't appropriate. It's like you're not supposed to act like a superhero right now. We're in the middle of like a random ass conversation, or the setting doesn't call for that. Even if that is your personality, it doesn't make sense for you to show that part of your personality in this moment. Um, so she had a couple of those, but overall, I guess it was like we talked about it before. I've been spoon-fed bullshit for so long that like anything that's not that is such a fucking breath of fresh air. It's getting extra credit.
Yeah.
So, but you're right though. She's no Ripley. She's no like of like the best well-written strong female characters.
Right.
But she's at least a step
You ain't no Sarah Connor.
right. But you know what's funny? I almost said it's a step in the right direction. You know what's fucked up? She was technically a step in the wrong direction because this came out in 2004 when they were stepping away from good female writing or strong female character writing anyway.
Right.
That's hilarious to think about perspective and like opinions and how do you say it? Like, how do you interpret something, right? I'm living in a world now where I'm interpreting things backwards. I'm looking at today's society and today's media and today's films and looking at that as a step in the right direction when chronologically it was what brought us to today.
Right.
Not saying that this movie was the reason, like she's the reason why all writing is bad, so make sure people don't misunderstand that. But it's interesting to think about, yeah, how like timelines are important for like.
You watch this after, so like yeah, it feels like it's a step in the right direction when it wasn't the case.
Right. But yeah, dude, let me bust out the notes because all I'm gonna do is gush over how great this movie was.
It's like going back and reading like Naruto and being like, this is a step down from these from Deku or from this character or that character. Like Naruto is the reason those characters exist.
Right. Because go back and look
Goku,
at someone like the shit from the 90s.
Yeah. Right.
Where everybody was either Goku or a copy of Goku.
Right.
But dude, Wayland, who's Wayland's actor? He's very familiar.
He plays the other Wayland in Aliens 3.
Aliens. But he didn't show up to the very end of the movie, right?
Yeah. But
well,
he's also
important.
he's also Bishop.
Bishop?
He's the android from Aliens 2.
It was him.
Yeah, because that android is based on him.
Yo! Cool, dude. I knew I saw his face. I said, I've seen him within the last 6 months. Has to be.
Yeah, it's Bishop.
My memory's so bad. If I see something I remember, I'm like, it has to be recent.
Dude, I watched, me and Kaylee have been watching Band of Brothers. Dude, there's so many stacked big name actors when they were youngins, when they were babies.
Right.
And they don't play like big roles. They'll play like a random fucking soldier in the story in the background. I'm like, is that fucking sexy boy from Prometheus? It is.
Right.
What's his fucking name? Fassbender. Fassbender is in that show, but he doesn't have any speaking lines.
That's funny. Dude, I saw Mark Ruffalo. He was somebody's boyfriend. What movie was that? She starts acting crazy or something, and he was like, "Are you okay? Are you on drugs? Are you on the PCP? You're getting down with the lowdown or some shit?" He said some weird cheesy line. Because it was like she wakes up, or I think it was like it's a kid. It was like a flip flop. It was like she becomes her mom or ages 100 years or something. Something like that. But anyway, I think it's the chick from. What is the one where like she's kind of an awkward chick who's like super rich all of a sudden, and she does that weird thing where she like touches the glasses and makes the music with the glasses in them, with all the wine glasses.
I don't remember.
Or is it the one who was what's the other one where like it's like a rich playboy who finds like a hooker and they fall in love and she like puts her little finger in like the box, he closes it on her finger, she goes, "Ooh."
I don't know.
Fuck. Something. Miss Congeniality, I think it is. Anyway, it was her. But that was anyway. The whole point was I saw Mark Ruffalo and said, "Hey, it's the guy."
Neat.
But no, on top of Supercast, yeah, I think back to like what was we watching? Norbit.
Yeah.
That shit is fucking loaded, dude.
Right.
And like, there's so many old, early 2000s, 90s movies that were fucking loaded. But it's because it was before all of them got huge.
Right.
Now nobody can afford to put them all in the same movie because they won't take a pay cut because they're famous now,
Right.
unless they're friends. Because we talked
Right.
about that before about like how they get some of these people have all these famous actors all in the same movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's because they're doing it as favors for their friends. But other than that, you're just not going to be able to get those kinds of movies because you're right. Those were like the really good, like well acted, high chemistry level between the actor, like good shit, regular B plus A
Right.
minus movies.
Um. Back to aliens. But yeah, that guy was Bishop. That actor that plays
Oh
Wayland.
yeah, he almost sounds like Master Chief the way he talks.
He does. He does sound really fucking sick.
And I was like, dang, is that Master
He
Chief's actor?
voices. He voices himself. He voices Wayland in like Alien video games as well.
That's
Um,
cool. He's
I
in
know
it,
Ripley
dude.
comes back. Ripley voices like some descendant of hers in the fucking um video games. So like that like deleted scene that she has a daughter is canon. Um, um
That's
in the
cool.
video games and stuff. Um,
Um,
so-
but nah, I guess for the so we don't get too derailed, the building a supergroup, it felt pretty natural. And I'm normally like I really fucking hate the supergroup intros. But this one felt pretty good. And the only reason it
Supergroup.
felt pretty good is because Wayland is like a fucking super billionaire, I guess.
Oh right, yeah.
And also
He's getting all the experts from everything.
right, but not only is he getting the experts, he's calling people who actually know each other, and that makes sense because if you're like the best in your field, you're gonna know the other people in your field, right?
Hmm.
Like it was really cool when he was asking her about she was like, I'm not doing this shit. He's like, it's fine, and then she comes back, she's like, who did you call? And she has to make sure who's gonna do it because clearly she has to get a replacement. And then he was like, well, I called so and so and so and so, and they gave me the same response, meaning he called two of the other world's leading whoever's. And then he called a fourth one, and they were like, sure, I'll do it. I need money. And she knows that they're willing to take that job because they're not as proficient, they're not getting as many jobs because they're not as skilled, and that it's going to put people's lives at risk because she's on like a first name or at least multiple contact basis with all of the people in the climbing field,
Right.
at least at that level. Same thing for like her connection to what do you call it? Like different pilots and shit. I thought it was really well done and immersive. I was like, that's cool how they know each other. And it's cool that he can get contacts with all of them because he's a fucking super billionaire.
Right.
You can have access to whoever you want if you have that kind of money. So the building a super team actually felt very natural. Also, the fucking greatest part about it, I didn't think about as to why it's so good. They're not over the top. The only ones who were kind of over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only one that was over the top was her. But she's cool. I like her being over the top. It's what helps make her character interesting. So she's fine. But yeah, it's just a regular scientist dude. And the other guys we don't even really see. They're just background guys. He's like, yeah, you got the best drilling team in the world right here. That's all he says. Cool. Right. Fucking yes. Keep doing that. Like, build a super group, sure, but I get sick and tired of the fucking theatrics, and each one has to be introduced as like this hyper personified, crazy, interesting, super dynamically, whatever the fuck motherfucker. Like, no, they're regular people. They just happen to be good in their field. Sure, you don't want a boring ass cast, but I mean, come on, you're gonna kill half of them anyway.
They killed it. Yeah, so they knew what they were doing. They were like, we're gonna kill most of these guys like super quickly. They don't need to be important.
Right.
We're just trying to get to the alien predator fight.
Right.
They knew where the money was gonna be.
Oh, baby, did they? And they put it in all the right spots. So I love that shit. Yeah, man, the intro was awesome. It's one of the best like super group
I feel
intros.
like the horror part where they were trying to keep out of sight of the alien, or they're like running from the alien stuff, was a little too quick. Like it should have went from being suspenseful horror to super badass action at some point, rather than just being suspenseful horror for like 2 scenes and then now we're fighting action. Now it's an action scene.
Right. The movie needed more time.
Right.
I noticed when I seen it, like when I seen like the getting ready to go watch it, like all the description, it said an hour and 30 runtime. I was like, geez, including the intro and the credits, that's like an hour-long movie. That's not enough.
Hour 15, but yeah.
I was like, how? Well, yeah, I'm being dramatic, but yeah, like how the fuck you can't fit all that shit in there? They did really well with the action bits, but I was like, in my brain, I was thinking it wasn't going to be good. It turned out amazing, but you're right though. All the horror bits, short-lived as fuck. Which almost means like maybe you don't need them. But I wish we just got like a 2 hour
we like
movie.
that in Alien. So if it's gonna be an Alien / Predator movie, it should be a bit of both.
Right, give us more time of the alien, and I really wish we would have got more time with the aliens hunting the predator.
Right.
That would have been cool. Add some suspense, add some shit. Because let's say we get more predators. By the way, would have been really cool to see the other two do something.
Right, they just died immediately.
Right. So like, if you just added 30 minutes to this movie, not even 30, 15. Add 15 minutes to this movie. And give me some suspense and some horror when the aliens are actually tracking down the predators and their battle, or when the aliens are tracking down the people and they're shifting through this fucking maze to try and escape. Cool shit, man. So there's definitely more than I wanted, but what they gave me wasn't bad at all.
Oh, I just remembered a scene that made me laugh, and it was when the Predator fucking he showed his wrist thing to the girl, and he like gestured with his hand.
Yeah, boom. That shit was funny. Oh.
I can't speak her language, but I can tell her this goes boom.
Right? I love it, and I wonder if he thinks she's a Neanderthal too, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if he thinks she's stupid, so he's like, this big boomer, you get it?
Big boomer.
Like, this go boom. Gorilla.
This is my boom box. Wait, no.
I love it, dude. Yeah, no, fucking awesome, dude. Those little interactions, dude. Oh man, they've just done such a good job. What else do we go? I like what
I think that I don't like the ending part. Like I think it's what soured me a little bit on the movie was that the Predator seemed worried about her whenever she was in danger, and I was like, I don't think he would care. Like if she died, it's her own fault for not being a great warrior.
But they're a team now.
Yeah, but
when they hunt in packs, you think they don't take care of each other? When he would have hunted with his two best
friends? Yeah, when they're bros, it's their best bros. But she just gave him a weapon that should have been his anyways.
No, he just cut the thing off the whatever. It's a piece of wood with an alien tail on it. He didn't give her his spear.
No, but he fucking like was. It looked like he was worried whenever she would get hurt or she would get thrown away, or something like that. But
also that's like his what do you call it? She's helping fight this fucker. Maybe he's at least worried, like, shit, hold on, he might kill me. If she's alive, she can at least help distract him.
Right.
So it's not impossible to show some amount of care. Now, if he would have, like, dove in front of it and sacrificed himself, no, fuck that. But I think a small level of concern makes sense for, I guess, a couple reasons. And I'm just rationalizing here. But it could have been, one, he actually thinks she's, like, adorable. It's like, look, I found a little monkey. It's helping me. So it's like
I can't call them that, Trey.
No, like oh Jesus Christ, we're getting canceled. We're getting canceled. Oh no, she was black. Well, it's been nice knowing you guys.
There's proof right there. Trey's racist.
When we put what's the Titanic shit where they start playing this song when it goes down. We need like a
anyways, yeah, okay, I can see it,
but there was that. There was the case that he needs her to help fight this thing. And there's the case that he thinks she's like a fighting combatant now. So hey, you're helping me. So whatever. There's a few reasons I think he could have shown some care because I don't think I saw any bits where he was like dramatically trying to save her, outside of like trying to kill the alien as well, right? Like she's in a tight spot. He jumps and tries to kill the alien. Well, that's not because he's saving her. Like, because when she's underneath the thing, he flies out of nowhere and stabs it in the head. I mean, he's just trying to kill it, right? I didn't see anything overt. So I don't know.
I do like when he gave her the scar on her face.
It was cool, right? Yeah. I was like, yo, is he gonna do that? I was like, but she's human. You're gonna burn her. She can't do that. But he used like a lot less. He was okay.
You realize she's weak.
Right, her skin is so weak it can't handle it. Give a tiny bit.
It's a little bit of poison. Yeah, or acid.
Right. That shit was cool. I like Waylon's line too in the beginning when she's talking about like whatever, and she's like, "You need this and this and this." He was like, "I'm not asking you to take me to Everest. What's your big deal?" And I was like, "Yo, he makes a really good point. They're talking about digging a hole, putting some ropes on it, and climbing down. You don't need someone super uber weeks of training to understand, hey, attach this here. Here's how you rappel. Hold rope. You don't want to go down. You hold tight, okay?" And they had technology to they had like conveyor belts to pull them up and down in the hole.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
overall, I think she was being dramatic, which is
She's
cool
gotta be
though.
dramatic. That's her archetype.
But that's what I like
Um,
though. She's being dramatic about the situation they're gonna be in the whole fucking time, and Waylon's like, we're just hopping in a hole. We're not trying to train people to go to Everest and how to regulate their breathing with oxygen tanks and shit. Like,
right.
and it was true. They never had to do any of that. So she was
Right.
just being dramatic because of who she is as a person, and I like that because it doesn't get openly like addressed in the film, but it shows that she's stupid or not stupid, but like she has character flaws. That's the word.
She's cautious. I think that's what it is. She's super cautious.
Right, and that could be considered a character flaw depending on how she takes it or does it, or at least it's a character makes them dynamic or unique in some way. Interesting, I think is the word, and that's good. I think I like that a lot because too often times like they always play it up as the main character is always right,
Right.
and they didn't do that. They never played up the fact like I guess technically she was right because everyone died by aliens, but I don't think she
Right.
was thinking about that.
That's what I thought they were doing. That's why I was like, eh.
Oh no,
Um,
I thought they were just talking like. Well, you're right though. I think that's what they were trying to go for, but no one died by slipping and falling.
right.
So she was wrong. Like
Yeah.
at no point in time did any of the things she was worrying about even show up at all, and that makes her look dumb, which I think is cool, um, because that's how characters should be portrayed as human. You know, how many times like I think would I guess Star Lord's a low hanging fruit, but how many times he would say something and it's totally fucking wrong.
Yeah. But that's
That's
for a comedic
cool.
effect all the time. Um,
I like that. Like, but they don't do it as often with like someone like Cap or Tony Stark gets his, but that's supposed to be because he's a flawed person. That's part of his character style, I guess. Um, I don't know why Marvel is the first movie series that always comes to mind for comparison of like
you
movies.
watch so much of it, and there's so much available, and there's so much good, and there's also so much bad. It's such an easy, and a lot of people have watched Marvel, so it's easy to point at that and not have to explain more.
That's
Um,
true. And in the most recent, I think what year and a half, that takes up a large majority of the shit that I've watched,
right.
which is hilarious because that means the DC shit is just forgettable because I don't remember any of those movies and we watched them like 6 months ago.
I remember all those
Um,
movies.
but yeah, like I think if you make a character, let them say something or be about something, and then just prove it completely wrong. Don't make them look so outrageous for like to make fun of them. That's not the point. The point is to show that we all have things we care about, or someone could be overprotective, and then their fears could be misguided, and it could be harmful or hurtful, or otherwise. Maybe it could come true in a different way though. And that's what characters are all about. That's what makes storytelling interesting. It's like how does this character's personality play out, air quotes, in real life? How does the situations they get themselves in the way that they act lead them down a road that is good or bad? Well, you have to watch to find out. That's the whole point. Um, so I thought it was well done in the fact that, like, yeah, she didn't, her fears were never realized. Some crazy other fears were realized, which is funny because she talked down about that chick who brought a gun and completely needed
But
that
she
gun.
did, didn't she? That was her. Yeah.
Yep. So it's like
Right.
I like that stuff because it shows how being crazy confident and crazy like arrogant or loud or super cautious or all these things that she was is not always right. It's not always true. So that was awesome. They had without knowing it. I don't think they probably planned on that. Well, they did. They wrote these lines in there, didn't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, they really
She got
portrayed
humbled. Okay, I like her a little more. 'Cause
Yeah,
She got she felt like she was the smartest one in the room, and then she got humbled.
twice.
Two different situations. I do like that. Never mind.
So
Um,
they think they did really well, man. Like what
I'm
else?
at to bump it up another 0.5.
That's funny.
Um,
Oh, by the way, she said those are whale bones. The
I
whales
never
have
really care if the side characters are super well defined. It's always if the main character is well defined, I don't that the side characters being well defined is just extra.
I want both. I need at least two.
I would like both, but if the bare minimum is that the side characters serve a purpose and or the main character. And they're fine, and it's just, they service her because they humbled her with those situations.
Right.
So I was
I
fine
want
with
at least
that.
two interesting characters. That's all.
I gotta go back and look at the sexy Italian boy because I literally can't. I remember liking him, but then I'm like remember trying to like draw something out of the movie. I'm like I don't remember anything he did.
Nah, I don't. He didn't do
Besides
anything
that
the
one
whole
cool
movie.
moment where he was like climbing through the fucking thing and I was about to close. I'm like, he's gonna die, and he didn't. I was
Did-
like, oh, and then he died.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't remember him doing anything the whole movie. Like, And then she gets his little bottle
He
cap
was the
necklace.
lore guy. He was the guy translating stuff and then talking about the ancient civilizations. And
Oh, he did, yeah. He
he was
said, "Who taught you how
exposition
to
guy.
translate?" It says "chosen ones." I was like, "Ooh, we got a little confident boy here."
Right.
So he guess he had moments, but they weren't overt.
Right. Well, he was
Um,
just exposition. He was a lot
there
of
it is, yeah,
translation and exposition. So
which was good. I think he was good for what he was. I didn't think of it as anything more than that, which is why I still liked the superhero, supergroup intros.
yeah.
So because he was the most super out of the supergroup intros, but he also was shown to be broke and can't find shit in the desert and found a bottle cap. So it was kind of cool that it made it look like he wasn't. How do you
He
say?
was
Like,
doing a dig, and then it just showed that somebody was already there, like chilling at some point with a fucking Pepsi, uh, just
right.
drinking.
So it makes him look dumb, and he's running out of funding. And I'm like, so he's not a good archaeologist? And then he gets there, and he's like insanely smart and like multiple cultures.
He is insanely smart. He just can't find a new site.
Right.
Cause like imagine the fuckers. What was it? There's a fucking a whole Mayan city that we found. I think it was in the 60s or the 70s, but it had been there. It wasn't like
It grew
motherfucker.
overnight.
It was right. It had been there. It wasn't that far like deep in the jungle, and then somebody just randomly stumbled on it, and then all of a sudden here's all these archaeologists digging up the site and cleaning it and shit like that. Like it came out of nowhere, and it seems like he's trying to find that. He's trying to find that great big dig for himself, and that's why he came on this mission.
Right. He was looking
To
for
find
something. Sarcophagus, I think it was. Or no. He said, it's got to be here. I can tell it's going to be right here. He was looking for something specific, I thought.
the start of civilization, because he was thinking that this is where the start of the pyramid, like oh this one has in common with like the Cambodian pyramids, the Egyptian pyramids, the Mayan pyramids. So this might be the start of civilization. So this might be the origin of the true origin of civilization.
Oh, no, I meant in
Um,
the beginning.
I don't know what he was looking for.
He was
and I
looking. He
think
sounded
I
like he was
was-
looking for something, but he
I
didn't
don't think
find
that
it or
was
whatever.
important yeah, I don't think that was important to the whole story. I think he was trying to find something with the Mayans.
Right,
more
but the
than
way I say it
anything.
was important in a way for his character, which made him cool in a way, was
Yeah.
it seemed like he wasn't very good, right? Because he
Mm.
can't find anything. All he gets is a Pepsi cap, and like it makes him, and he's out of funding, and it's like, oh no, he must be like a struggling archaeologist. And then he gets there and has this insane bank of knowledge
You
and
can
all of
be a
these
struggling
things.
archaeologist and be super like smart. I mean, what's that? Like, Nikola Tesla is fucking a super smart inventor, but the motherfucker was broke because he
Well,
didn't
hey,
know how
we
to
have
market
different like. There's like all kinds of conspiracies on that stuff too.
but I don't believe those conspiracies. Those go way too far. I mean, he didn't know how to market his inventions. Yes, he made a bunch of cool inventions and really good inventions, but he thought that he could get on his own, get by without Edison. Edison was marketing all this stuff, and yeah, Edison was making more money off of it than he was. But if he can't market his own inventions and make money, make a profit, he might need somebody to fucking market his shit.
Right.
Even if maybe don't take as big a pay cut as Edison, but he needs somebody to market because he clearly can't.
Right.
So
Yeah, no, I guess I just make the assumption, I guess, because of media and stuff like that, or not media, but in life, right? If you're skillful, you're successful, right? Usually they correlate 1-to-1, right? So I
a
thought,
lot of times, but even if you are skillful, you need to be competent in marketing yourself or find someone who can market you.
right. Well, for that particular job field, it's different as well. Because he could have, let's say, in his, early 20s, found the greatest thing and been like this, it's a hit. Well, then now
Right.
he's 30 years old, let's say, and his money's running out. What do you do now? Because he doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a day job, right? Like, he digs
Yeah.
for shit and hopes he finds something. Unless he has, like, funding from colleges and from stuff like that, So it's interesting to think, like, he could be shown to be what looks like in the beginning of the movie unsuccessful, but he's one of the smartest guys in the entire world. So how that can happen, right? It kind of
Yeah.
breaks this illusion of like, oh, you're the best, therefore you should always be rich or whatever, or you should always
Right.
have a job at the top, or it's always going to be going well for you because you're the best. And it's not because he was
I
clearly
feel like I've seen it. I've seen it enough in movies and stories. They're like, oh, here's this guy who's really good at something, but he's struggling. He just needs his big break. I've seen it a lot.
yeah, but it's mostly like musicians or self-made or whatever. It's always this dramatized like
Dramatized.
dramatized
Dramatized.
Yeah.
Dramatized.
It's always this dramatized shit where it's like
Where do I put the emphasis in this word?
I don't. English is bad sometimes about that shit. I do it on purpose too. I think I make myself stupid because I like sometimes I'm like, yeah, you want to go to Taco Bell? They're like, what? Taco Bell?
Taco
Taco
Bell.
Bell? Taco Bell, yes.
That's what I say all the time. I put the emphasis on the wrong words all the time just for fun. But yeah.
But it is weird because also the emphasis changes on tense.
Right.
Or not tense. That's what makes it confusing because, like, you would say, like, dang it, I just heard someone say it the other day. It was a foreign guy. He knew English, obviously, but he was talking, and God, what word did he use? It was a word that if you say it in verb form, it sounds, the emphasis goes one way, but if you say it in past tense, like with the ed, the emphasis goes somewhere else. But he said it in one go and put the ed after the original, like what the verb form is the saying. Probably complicated. That made no sense to anyone listening, but same thing, right? Drama, dramatized. You don't say drama. That's not the word. Like, the word is not drama, but dramatized is the word for that.
Right.
So I think that makes it's a similar example. That one we can at least put concrete to words.
Right.
So when I think dramatized, I'm like, yeah, drama. How do you? Because I say the word first. I think drama. Then how do I add the ized on it?
Atized? Dramatized?
Right. I was like, how do we? It's like, past tense. I say the word, then I add the ed.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, educate, ed. Yeah, educated. Like I always do them in separates sometimes. Not always, but sometimes I do them in separates, and then that's how the confusion happens. Even as a native English speaker, it sucks. But
he was in Egypt. Okay. Or he was in Egypt in the beginning of the movie. He was looking for Pharaoh Chop. He said that the Great Pyramid of Giza was originally built by Pharaoh Chops. Is what he was trying to prove, but everybody else had like discredited him and said that no, this guy's insane. So he was determined to prove that what he considered to be unrealized truth. Which there's a lot of those guys, and we call them quack, like archaeologists. There's a lot of them all over the internet.
Right. I didn't know he was that dramatic, because that puts him more along the lines of the shit that we do all the time. Of like,
yeah, but it wasn't that emphasized in the movie.
Right. I like it better without being emphasized, because the whole I'm gonna prove something that the world thinks I'm crazy. My back's against the wall.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
they didn't do all that fluff, but it was in the background when they were talking about it. It's what he was talking about.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Boo! Get the fluff out of there. It makes it so much cooler when it's less dramatic. I don't know. It's weird, though. Movies are all about the drama. That's not true, though. I don't know. Yes, it is, but drama comes from real people, I think. Like, really gripping, impactful stories come from people you can identify with, and stories that seem as close to realistic, given the world and the context, as possible. So, having every single character always be that guy, right? The world's against me, back's against the wall, and I'm a super genius, and I know it'll come true. And then it has to come true by the end of the movie. It's really, really tiresome.
He was trying to prove that guy was not the one that built the Great Pyramid, but it was built before that guy was even born. That's what he was trying to prove.
Wow.
Which is actually a thing that's happening right now. There's a lot of archaeologists who believe the Sphinx and the pyramids were built before that people say they are. So.
Right.
That might have been inspiration for this character.
That's interesting enough, right?
Yeah.
I take it back. I took back to square one. I still stand by. Yeah, he was cool because he wasn't as dramatic. But anyway, yeah. Other than I don't think he did much throughout the whole movie except exposition, but that's also really cool.
Yeah.
But it was they did towards the end of the movie make him seem like more of a main character or pseudo secondary character.
Yeah.
Which felt a little weird because he wasn't, and he died like he wasn't. And I was like, okay, so he wasn't important, but I think that's just natural, given the fact that we always see the man-woman combo survive at the end.
Yeah.
Which is also another point that this movie needs plus fucking thumbs up for. No love interest. At all. That's nice. Now, granted, the movie was short. They probably would have put it in there. If they got the extra 15 minutes I mentioned I wanted earlier, they would have filled it with love interest, unfortunately. But it's just nice, man. Yeah, but I think I've seen so much shit that subconsciously, the man and the woman are together at the end with Sexy Boy, and they're gonna have some interest, and he's gonna be more important to the story or something, right? They were literally setting up the same bullshit we see in every movie.
Yeah.
And it didn't come true. None of it happened at all. He never even did anything crazy to show that he's more important than he was. But I think subconsciously I put that in there.
I gotta go back and look at the beginning of this movie, but this might be just be from the novel. But yeah, he apparently was in Mexico in that dig site trying to find a coin from to try to prove that there was a connection between Egypt and the Mayans or Aztecs. Because he had found a coin, but it was a lot of people were like, "This is a forgery. This is a forgery." So he was trying to find another one, and then that's when he found the bottle cap, and he thought it was a coin, but it was a bottle cap.
Huh.
Um,
Makes the cap
uh,
more important.
yeah, I guess. But why is he still wearing it around his neck? I don't understand. Uh,
I think it was to not give up hope. It was the last
oh,
thing he
maybe
had.
yeah, some yeah.
Um, because he even laughs at it when she says, "What is that? What's with the bottle cap?" He's like, "This," and he kind of laughs about it. This is an important archaeological find. So it seems like the way he looked down at and when he held it, it was like he's just
Yeah,
trying to keep spirits high,
right.
which is cool. Um, dude, you know what I fucking had happen though halfway through the movie?
Mm.
I felt so bad for the mama alien.
Oh, when you was like trapped.
Yeah, and she's getting shocked and like forced to fucking give labor constantly. I'm like, that poor baby, let her out.
Oh, fuck her.
It's hilarious though, right? Like,
Giant evil alien.
I fucking always like was like, nah, fuck the aliens, they're awful in all of their movies and everything. And I was just like, felt so bad for the poor baby in this one. I just think context is so funny in that way that like, given the context of a movie, any sort of like opinion could be formed, right?
Yeah.
If we had never seen aliens movies before this, would we even feel so like bad? Or would we view them more like those poor babies are being kidnapped and experimented on? Or not experimented, but like forced to be just, rats in a cage to get hunted down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, they are terrifying and they look like bad guys, right? There's nothing redeeming about the way the alien looks to make you care for it. And also, they killed a bunch of people. But in a sense, I wonder how much more sympathetic were they made in this movie than versus their source material, which is kind of cool. I cared anyway, though. Not cared enough that I'm like, let's go let him live with us. But I cared enough to be like, oh, I feel bad for the poor baby. I thought they were eating her, by the way, when they climb up on top of her, like all the little
Oh
kids
yeah,
found her.
I was confused. I thought maybe they were eating her, but then I was like, oh, they're trying to get her acid blood to get rid of the chains.
Right. Which is funny. We talked about that in like one of the other ones. I was like,
Right.
do they know that their blood is acid and can be used as a weapon? That's another reinforcement that they do understand that.
Right.
So there's now more evidence to support that theory because I think we left it on maybe, not sure. Evidence to support either way, but how could they know that if they're just born? But
Um. I guess I'm doing a little research on the movie. It is written, or at least the screenplay. I don't know the difference by written by slash or screenplay by, but he did the the guy who did the screenplay for Alien vs Predator. Wrote all the Resident Evil movies.
huh, cool,
And of course Monster Hunter.
bro. Listen, I don't want to talk about it. That movie's good. It has it has Perlman. It had what's his
I'll
name?
watch it. I'm gonna watch it
Um,
eventually, but
what's his name?
unlocked.
The dude, the sexy martial arts guy.
Yeah, Tony Jaa.
Yeah. It had the actors, it had the lore, it had like some of the monsters from Monster Hunter 4. I said,
Yeah, I'll
God
watch it.
damn it. I said this
I'll watch
movie's
it eventually.
good.
Yeah, I will definitely watch it eventually because it does still look good. But yeah, no, that guy can do action. So
Right?
um,
Yeah, I like the Resident Evil movies. One of the weaker ones I thought was the one where she was in like the whole movie takes place in like the building. Um
I think a lot of the later ones are weak as fuck. I can't watch this.
right.
Yeah.
I think it was 4 or 5 or something. Maybe we'll just go do that series next.
Oh God, no.
No, you don't want to do it? That could be fun.
I'll do it, but God.
I like it. We're gonna because we're wrapping up. I think in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we got one more. We got one more Alien vs Predator Requiem, and then we're
So-
moving on.
We'll figure it out. Depending on how the release schedule is, hey, like and subscribe and leave a comment, and then maybe we'll if we see it, let us know what you want.
Yeah.
Um,
What do we got left in this movie? We pretty much did it.
We got a lot.
Um,
Let's see.
we got a lot left.
I
Um,
don't know. I'm thinking maybe.
so we
um,
kind of bounced around the movie. We went from the end to the front to the back around. We kind of were just jumping around based on characters. Because we went with Lex and we went with Wayland, and then we talked about the Predator. We talked about the aliens. Um,
right. Let's see. Let's see.
I
Uh,
like the pyramid. I like the structure and the fucking the way it looks
oh
and
yeah, it
all
looked
that.
really
Yeah, so
cool.
the set
Um,
was great.
yeah, yeah, definitely all the
When,
set
when
was
those dudes were
awesome.
shooting at the Predator, I was like, "Stop! You're ruining beautiful architecture."
Okay, Robin. That's funny. Um, dude, the fight was so sick. The one-on-one fight they had with the
hmm
it was like the longest fight in the movie, somewhere midway through. That shit was
when
so
he when the one
fucking cool.
alien or when the one Predator got stabbed through the back and pulled up like face to face to the alien, I said, "Trailer shot, trailer shot."
Right? Um, yeah, no, dude, that shit is just fucking awesome. What else? I think there were a couple more things, not too much. Um, where does all of that, I don't know, sweat, spit, juice, where does that shit come from in the aliens?
They just wanted to make it look gross. I don't know.
Because those fuckers in every version, in every movie, are dripping. They're just walking around salivating like a motherfucker, dude, just uncontrollably.
So it'll make you uncomfortable.
They
Um, they got
was
extra
cool.
sweat glands in their head. That's why it's so big.
Maybe, you're right. Fair enough. Um, let's see, let's see. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Back to them. We were talking about they released the queen. Uh, so that was cool. I guess the queen can like detach the baby
Right.
making half
Oh,
of
the
her.
egg sac? Yeah, she could detach the egg sac. I
So
guess it's based on like, was it like queen bees can do that too?
can they?
Um, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, neat. Oh yeah, speaking of physiology of animals and shit, they mentioned she was like, those are whale bones. Do whales have bones?
Yeah,
I thought they were like fish. Um,
I mean, well, they're mammals.
hmm. Because I know sharks have bones because they
Sharks
have
have
the teeth
bones.
and
I mean,
everything.
fish have bones as well.
Um, the fish. I thought fish were like made of cartilage.
Some fish are just cartilage, but I mean, the cartilage is basically just bone. Um,
Because like if you get a fish out of the water, you chop its head off and then you cook the whole fish and you can just eat it. I don't know. I don't see bones in some of them, like
no,
salmon.
there's bones in fish.
Is it?
Yes,
Maybe
there's
they're just
bones.
so small they cook out.
No, you have to debone a fish.
Weird. I've eaten fish that wasn't boned. It had
You've
the
never gone
scales and everything.
fishing?
Huh?
You never gone fishing?
I always put them back in.
Yeah, so when I go fishing, we used to keep our fish and eat them. But yeah, you have to take the bones out. You have to pick them out because they're fucking spiny and they can stab you and they can actually like break in your throat and stab you. Um,
Huh. Weird. Yeah, I've eaten fish before, scales and everything, and it was like, oh, there's nothing in there.
nah, they got bones.
Weird. Craziest thing. I'm trying to think of another
Depends on the
one that like,
depends on the size of fish, but the bones could be just completely non-factor. But yeah, there's fish bones. Um,
huh. Well, fair enough. I'm trying to think of the other example I had of like another type of fish that didn't have bones, but I can't remember what it was.
I'm pretty sure all fish have bones.
Maybe they do.
Um,
The fuck else am I thinking of? Like, cause snakes don't have bones either, right?
Snakes have bones.
Really? I thought snakes were all cartilage too.
What's the difference between cartilage and bone?
They're hard, I guess, like real super hard.
Cartilage is like,
Cause like we had cartilage in our nose, right? That's not a bone. That'll be
yeah.
gone when we're
Oh
dead.
yeah, like the cartilage at the end of the fucking bone cap of the fucking bird, like the fucking chicken, like that's cartilage. Yeah, but it's real
Right.
chewy, so you would be able to tell. And
I
you
would
can't
think.
really
Here's how I would put it: if
can't
it
really rip it
dies
apart
and
with
it's
your teeth.
sitting there for like 2 years, only the bones will be left, right?
Yeah, but we can find fish bones all the time, like fish fossils.
True. Where the fuck did I get this idea from?
I don't know.
That like there's certain types of fish that don't have bones.
I think sharks are completely cartilage. Cartilage in fish
No,
have
well, sharks
skeleton,
have
but
bones,
mostly
right? Because
cartilage.
look at their mouth. I see them at like surf shops and
Yeah,
shit. They have the shark
their
teeth.
teeth are bones too. Yeah, but
But do they have a skeleton? They have a
mostly,
rib cage,
yeah,
right?
fishes have skeletons mostly composed of cartilage, while bony fish have a skeleton composed mostly of bone. Oh, cartilaginous. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Cartilaginous fish have skeleton composed mostly of cartilage, while bony fish have skeleton mostly composed of bone. So yeah, there's some that have mostly cartilage and some bone, and there's some that are mostly bone and partly cartilage.
I
There.
see. So do snakes have bones?
Yeah, snakes have bones.
Weird.
they're,
You ever seen a dolphin
they're
skeleton?
basically they're basically just a skull with a spine. That's all of a snake is.
I heard they could go like turn themselves flat. So I guess that's a spine, not rib cage, right?
Yeah.
When I
They don't
think
have rib
bones
cage.
in a skeleton, I think it has like a rib cage, I guess.
Yeah, well, it doesn't. Yeah, you don't have to have a rib cage to have bones.
Because then I'm like, what else? What is it good for? Because like, you know,
With the rib cage?
well, no, yeah, but what's good does the spine cord do? If you can just, if you're a snake, you slither about, use your muscles
protect
to.
your nervous system.
I guess that's true. I wonder if they were still
Also,
squishy though. You
gives
could just step
it
on
gives
them.
you a structure and strength.
Don't they have
um,
muscles for that?
Yeah, but you need bones to attach to the muscles to do anything with that.
Do you?
Yeah.
I thought muscles could like contract themselves, kind of like how you do like when you swallow things.
No,
in
you
your
have to
throat.
move your bones to contract your muscles.
Well, no, because our throat, we swallow things, and it's muscle contractions that move things down our throat automatically.
Yeah. Yeah, but like to get leverage and stuff like that, you need to like, you need your muscle, your bones and shit. I'm not sure exactly. I don't know the science. I'm not.
Neither do I.
But
It's I guess it's worth a discussion, but yeah, neither one of us are fucking animal scientists or
Right.
botanists. Not
I'm no
botanists.
biologist.
Biologist,
Do I look
that's
like a
what it is.
biologist to you?
Right.
Animal scientist.
Let's see. Fucking hilarious quote that I have in my notes though. This woman killed an alien in a cave with a box of scraps. The next time somebody has trouble fighting it with guns.
Right.
Dude, Predator's ugly as fuck, by the way. When he took that mask off, I said, "Ooh, put it back on." Ooh. I always forget how ugly Predator is, dude. But yeah, I think that's everything. I think, yeah, we did cover, let's see, the explosion, them escaping, the bomb, the lore, cool everything. Yeah, just cool movie all around. That's pretty much everything. That's all I got, dude. This movie's fucking awesome. Like,
I liked it. I didn't even know the second one came out till like recently, so I'm not super excited, but I'm ready to see what the next one has to offer.
next one's gonna suck.
Oh, I bet.
They're not gonna top this. There's no way. Not only because they made it after this, which means it was made during like the shitty movie revolution from like 2010 onward. So like, and that's not to say every movie that came out since then was bad. There are tons and tons of gems. So someone's probably in the comments, well, actually, this came out in 2011 and it was really good, and so did 2017. Yes,
Have you seen Fury Road?
right. Like we get that. Like there's obviously.
Have you seen Lady Bird?
Like there's gonna be good movies that have came out, you know, since then that obviously aren't whatever from like the big companies as well. Sometimes there's smaller movies, but in general, there's been I think a decline in movies over the long period of time. And this movie was made before that, and that's why I think it still shows some of the awesome funness and creativity and good, well-written characters. So I'm low expectations, high hopes for number 2, because obviously if they do this again, I'm on board, right?
All right.
If you go ahead.
Ratings?
Oh, fucking 9, easy.
Woo! That's a big boomer.
Fucking 9, dude.
I'm trying to remember what I rated the Alien movies. I want to rate it below. I kind of want to rate it below the Prometheus movie. But I will say I did not fall asleep.
Right.
I liked this movie a lot, more than I think Prometheus probably. I'm gonna go with a 7.9.
I'm also gonna take back the 9.
Maybe 7.5. I'm gonna go with 7.5 because I think I rated Alien 1 a 9 and Alien 2 a 9.5.
Right, I'm gonna give this one because I think maybe I jumped the gun, but I'm gonna give this one probably like an 8, 8.5.
No, because I give a lot of really, really, really good movies a 7.5. I'm gonna go with 7.4.
Think about it in this light.
That's still really high for me. So
that is true. It's pretty high. I still think it deserves an 8 for your scale, even just because of the fact that as an action movie and a Predator movie and an anything kind of movie, it did everything right. I don't name what they could have done better in this movie.
had better side characters. It's the same problem I have with horror movies in general.
Ah, fair enough. And we did say we could have used more of the
Right,
alien time.
right.
Um,
Um,
so that's fair. I
so
guess it deserves demerit. Does it deserve
for
the
mine,
merits
for
for that?
mine, it does. I don't know about for your scale, but for my scale, I definitely feel like I need more than what this movie gave me. I love the action though. The action is top. If I'm solely basing it on, yo, look at this monster, fight this fucking monster, it's probably a 10. Um,
That's right. And
if,
that's why I
if the
got so
humans
hyped.
weren't in the plot and the movie just started with humans dying left and right, and you go, "What the fuck is this?" That would probably be a 10. If it was just an hour and a half of this of aliens fighting fucking predators, it'd probably be a 10. Because
Right.
I'd solely be rating it based on the action.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm getting clouded. My judgment has been too excited. It was just so good. Fuck. But I think you're right though, and I don't know to give it a lower rating. I would have to say that there was a chance they could have done better and decided not to. Right.
Right.
That somebody purposely made the decision to not give us more alien time. But it's also came out in a time where I think you had like runtime constrictions because in 2004 we still was like cable was still prime
Yeah, there was still a lot of there was still a lot of runtime traditions.
because an hour and a half was the standard back then, right?
Yes. Yes.
You had to make your movie an hour and a half.
long as fuck now. I'd say some movies are unnecessarily long as fuck.
Sometimes if it's not good, right?
Right.
They kind of took it as longer is better because that seemed to be the trend. Like the first movie to do 2 hours was amazing. It's like, yeah, because they had more time to make more well-developed characters. That means
Right.
longer is better, right? No, that's not what that means. We have a 4-hour movie. It means it's better, right? No.
So we have one
Um,
more movie in this fucking list of movies. And
Oh yeah, back to my shit stuff. I forgot. So I think if I'm gonna take that away, if someone could have done better, but I don't think they could have done better because I think it was probably the hard cap of an hour and a half.
Right.
So I'm not gonna take points off for that. I think they probably did literally the greatest job they could have done if someone said, "You have an hour and a half on the dot. Give me AVP." Fuck, I don't know if they could have done better because my only complaint, or my not even complaint,
How long was Freddy vs. Jason?
find out. We'll Google. Let's see.
I'm not good.
Freddy vs.
So it
Jason
came
was
out-
cool.
I love that movie, and I know that movie ass, but the action, oh my goodness, those kids are so easy to kill.
You strangle him with a cordless phone.
Ah,
What's the word?
2003 came out a year before this. An hour and a half, hour 38,
Right. So I think there was like a hard restriction for movies back then.
probably.
So if they could have done more, I imagine they would have, and we would have got more alien
Right.
time.
Mhm.
And I thought maybe what could they cut from the beginning? Not much. The intro is pretty speedy. They introduce a few characters. They're on the plane. They're digging the hole. Well, the hole was dug for them, and they're down in the hole almost immediately. Right.
Right.
They didn't waste a lot of time. Like that's why I'm gonna give it a 9. I wanted to give it less, but I also think like given certain
Sure.
constraints they probably couldn't work around, I don't think there was a way
Yeah.
to do better back then.
Uh-huh.
So fuck yeah, dude. I'm sticking with a 9. That
Okay.
seems so unfair or disingenuous to like true works of art.
It's your enjoyment, though. It's what it is.
Right, and that's why I say rating scales. This is
'Cause
not.
I will say, like, I think, statistically, I think The Dark Knight, because I have to mention The Dark Knight every time we talk. The Dark Knight is a better movie than the new Batman. But god damn, that new Batman. Is a 10. It's a fucking 10 for me. It's personal, completely personal bias. I know there's a lot of faults in it. I don't care. It's perfect. It's a 10. It's the Batman movie we deserved.
Bro, not the one we needed.
The one we deserved. I haven't even rewatched it. I've watched The Dark Knight way more than it. I don't want to rewatch it just so it doesn't spoil my initial experience of the movie.
Bro, that's fucking funny. You put it in a glass case and forget about it.
Yeah. I bought it, put it in a sleeve, put it in a fucking
Put it in a binder.
put it in a binder, and I shut that binder away in a lock.
That's fucking hilarious. But no, I think you're right though, because that's I think a certain qualification that needs to be said for anyone listening or how you guys rate movies or whatever. It's disingenuous to compare this, for example, to like Aliens 2 and talk about the true level of character development or work of art or whatever, right? In the same light, but I gave them I think the same rating or pretty close. But
Right.
it's because they don't belong on the same scale. This is not. They don't belong on the. I wouldn't give this a comedy movie the same or what do you call it?
Yeah.
artistic scope.
Right.
So that's important, that the things this gets a 9 for are the things this movie was supposed to do.
Right.
Nowhere did this movie need to be doing anything about romance
It
or
didn't need to
drama
be. It didn't have to be a artsy fartsy look into our own society and
right, and have all these metaphors for no. Fuck that. There's a time
movie
and place.
about action and death.
Right. And even the lore they did, right? I was going to say it's not even about the lore or anything. The lore was fucking good. It was compelling and interesting to a point that it needed to be and then was left behind for the rest of the movie. Like,
Right.
they gave me just enough lore to go, ooh, shit, this is a fucking Predator training camp? This is fucking cool! And that's all I need, right? So even the lore is perfectly saturated, just enough to make you go, whoa! And then gets out of the way for the action.
Yeah.
Fucking cool, dude. So, no, yeah, I've taken definitely a 9. Fucking awesome. And that's ship it, dude. That's all I got.
All right.
So yeah, low expectations AVP2 though. I just don't think you can follow this up, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Because this
Is it gonna
didn't
take
do
place in
anything.
space? Because
Huh?
at the end of this movie, I would say it's going to take place in space. Because at the end of this movie, a little chest burster came out of the alien or the predator.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about this scene. Shit. I think that scene sucks. And you know why I think it sucks? Because you have now pigeonholed yourself into writing the second movie around that. You don't have to. You could just leave that alone. But if you do,
they just murdered. They murdered it after a chest burst, and then now.
right. So you could just easily get rid of that. It's a loose end. They already killed that. They're home, right, or whatever. But I think you kind of they're gonna say, well, the fans want because we showed it or whatever. Like, I hope they don't just fucking ruin that, because the first thing that came to mind was, how do I continue that plot? Because it's fun to at least speculate sometimes. Logically, it's fucking awful. It's going to hop out and start killing all the predators on the ship. And within how long? Maybe because they're shown to have grown as fast as 5 minutes in movie time.
Right.
So it's going to be killing all the predators on the ship, unless they live next door, which I don't think they do, or have some kind of super duper warp drive that teleports them home in 1 second. Not impossible. But essentially what I'm getting at is that it shows up, it either kills everyone on the ship, or they kill it. That's it. There's no drama. It's not interesting. There's no plot to be had there. Don't give me a shitty aliens, but with super advanced predators, not humans, on the ship with the alien. That's stupid. So then what happens? It lands, and after it lands, does it take on, by itself, mind you? Well, no, there might be, 4 of them? It's not a queen. Can it lay eggs? I don't think it can.
It might be a queen.
Maybe. We don't know, right? So maybe we can assume that there's a couple of them. We don't know how many aliens were on the ship, because there's like a bunch of them that showed at least 4, right?
Right.
I don't know. Some small amount of number, 4 to 10, of aliens maybe on this ship. When it comes back in, let's say it's trying to dock, they're going to talk about it. They'll probably have protocol about, like, hey, are you there? Who's landing? Blah, blah, blah. Something, right? Some kind of fail-safe to see who's on the ship. And then it's an entire planet of them. You're not going to kill an entire planet of predators. I'm sorry. Like, it's just not going to happen. So any amount of tension I think that movie's going to try and build with, like, Predator versus Alien on their home planet, I think it's just going to suck. Because there's no way you compete. They're all fucking armed to the teeth, or T. I never knew which that phrase was.
Right. Or was that implying? Was that end cliffhanger, or that I cast, whatever you call it? Was it implying that that's the ship that goes to Alien in the first, that they find in the first Alien?
Yo! Cool. Well, no. I mean, yes. The eggs looked pretty programmatic. Like they were being stored in the first Alien. Like they were in like an actual containment chamber.
Yeah.
I don't think the alien would have made its own containment chamber.
True.
But I like that idea, though, right? It's one of those things that's probably what they were going.
Right? Because that's what, like, back in the day, people they would just be like, don't forget about it. Don't think about it that hard. So.
Right. So no, that's cool. That is definitely cool. If that was supposed to be the one that crash landed on their way home, which is why it crash landed. Everyone died.
Right.
Which is why the aliens were there, because they were there. Because they were, that was the one who took it down.
Whatever.
Cool.
But, I'm excited.
Okay, no, that's totally debunk everything I just said about the plot being dumb if that's the way it finishes, because you're right. If that seems to be the case they were trying to do, is if they were adding lore bits.
Yeah.
Then anything I just mentioned, who knows where the sky's the limit for what AVP2 could be.
Watch the next movie is gonna start on the fucking Predator
Bro,
ship.
stop. Anyway, like and subscribe because engagement is good.
Leave an angry comment or thumbs down. Engagement is good.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye bye.